Did you press the button?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
no,
I
that
did.
crossed you.
I'm lying.
Hey guys, it's Blakeworm, and today I'm going to be reviewing Holding Up the Universe. It's so heavy. By Jennifer Niven. Who knows? I don't. Anyway, this is one of my favorite quotes from the book. This is what I know about loss. It doesn't get better, you just get somewhat used to it. You never stop missing the people who go away. For something that isn't there anymore, it weighs a ton. By the time I started eating, really eating, the loss was already so big it felt like I was carrying around the world. So carrying around the weight wasn't any heavier. It was trying to carry around both that got to be too much, which is why sometimes you have to set some of it down. You can't carry all of it forever. So it was published in 2016, and it was called A Charming Love Story by the New York Times. Part 1 is going to be spoiler-free, so if you haven't read the book and you're kind of considering it like, oh, this girl seems kind of cool, I'll take her advice, then stick around for Part 1. But if you have read it, then stick around for Part 1 and Part 2, because Part 2 is going to be spoiler-full. But if you haven't read the book, don't stay for Part 2. Anyway, so the premise is the main character is a girl named Libby, and before the book started, she was known as America's fattest teen, and she was around like 650 pounds. And then before the book starts, she loses a bunch of the weight, and when the book starts, she's around like 300 pounds. So she's still like overweight, but not to the extent that she was before. And the other main character, his name is Jack, and he has this illness, disease, I don't really know what it qualifies as, but it's called prosopagnosia, or in simple English terms, face blindness. So he can't recognize anyone that he talks to, like not even his family, so he's just walking around school like, who is that, I don't know who any of these people are, and it's really, really difficult for him to navigate anything. The book begins with a letter from Jack that doesn't really make sense in the beginning. You're like, what is this? But it's sort of like a first chapter of Slaughterhouse-5 deal, where you just have to wait and then eventually it'll make sense. I would definitely recommend this book if you're looking for a sort of unconventional, like Eleanor and Park type love story. Also, if you're interested at all in the effect of fat phobia or disabilities on people's personalities or how they go about their day, or also the effect on their families, I think that it's a really good read for that too. Jennifer Niven, yeah, she does a really great job just like tackling those issues, and I think she makes it really, I don't want to say relatable because that's a silly word, but she makes it really relatable in the way that you can connect to the characters and you can really understand them and crawl around in their skin, as Libby would say. Moving on to Part 2. Spoilers. Okay, Part 2 for the people who have already read it. If you have not read this book, go away. Anyway, so first things first, fat girl rodeo? How are these people so mean? Like, they literally jump onto fat girls and hang on to them and see who can hang on the longest, and whoever can hang on the longest wins. That just like, that makes me cringe so much and I hate it. I don't know, just like the extent of the fat phobia and body shaming in this book is just like, oh my god. The only body shaming I've ever had to deal with was in like 8th grade when this jerky boy told me to grow some boobs, and I was like, that's not gonna happen. But oh my gosh, when Libby stands there in her bright purple bikini and she's handing out the flyers that say like, you are wanted, and there's this whole letter, I'm just like, yes, my girl, you go, you tell them. And like, I just love how brave she is. She's been through so much, but she still knows who she is, and she just knows herself so well, and she doesn't let anyone hide her because of her weight or anything. And it's just like so admirable. Like, she's just a really good role model. And then there's Jack with his like afro and his jerky friends. But like, when they get together, it's so cute. And then also I love Jack's little brother Dusty. He's adorable. If I had a negative thing to say about this book, it'd probably be that it was just kind of expected that Jack and Libby would get together because, like, what else was gonna happen? So that can't really be helped. Also, at the part where they separated for a little while, it was kind of predictable that it was gonna work out for them in the end, but again, I can't see a solution to that, so that's not really an issue. It's more just like, it was sort of predictable. Also, thank God Jack ended up with Libby and not Caroline. I loved the scene where Jack and Caroline were about to, like, do. So Caroline goes, "Are you gonna argue with me about this?" And Jack goes, "Is this really where you want to do it for the first time? I mean, look around you." I point to the walls of posters. I dislodge a stuffed animal from under my back and wave it in her face. "You wouldn't really want to do it in front of this little guy, would you?" And it's just, like, iconic. I also love how Niven describes the bond between Libby and Jack as, like, electric. The way she describes it is just so cute, and how, like, they can't look away from each other. Even when they're driving, I'm like, this is dangerous. Get your eyes on the road. You're gonna kill yourselves. It's just, like, so well written. And this is really scattered and all over the place, but also it's so connected. Like, it comes full circle how Jack was the one who lived across the street from Libby when she was pulled out of her house, and he was the one that stole her favorite book and that magnet from her house and gave it to her, and he was the only one who sent her a positive note, and he didn't even know her. It was just like, "I'm rooting for you," and he was the only person who, like, sent something nice as opposed to, like, hate mail, like, "You're so fat, your dad is stupid, I hate you." Also, when he realizes that he can see her, that's so cute. I'm just gonna read that quote real quick. Okay, this is me being Jack. And then I'm like, "Wait a damn minute." I sit up, rub my head. Maybe it's the booze, but when did I start being able to remember her face? And suddenly I'm having this total sixth sense experience as my mind scrolls back over the weeks I've known her. I run through every single time I've seen her, every instance I've been able to pick her out of a crowd or find her out of context. I test myself. Picture her eyebrows, slightly arched as if she's always amused. Picture her nose, the way it wrinkles when she laughs. Picture her mouth, not just the red of her lips, but the way the corners turn up as if she's smiling even when she isn't. Picture all the pieces together, the way her cheekbones curve out and her chin curves in almost like a heart. The fierceness and softness and glow of her that makes her look so alive. All this time, I thought it was her weight that made me see her. But it's not her weight at all. It's her. And that's so nice. But also, that is sort of like a plot hole. Like, if he has prosopagnosia, how does he only recognize her? I mean, I guess it's just sort of like, ooh, love thing, but I don't know, it's still really cute. I think I would rate this book like an 8 out of 10, but I'm also super bad at the scale, so if you disagree, like, don't judge me for that rating. I think mostly I would give it the 8 just because of the predictability aspect, even though that can't really be helped. But also, I guess I have to save my 9s and 10s for, like, whoa! You know, the, like, wow factor. I really, really enjoyed reading this book, and it totally made me more aware of the things that people with disabilities have to go through, and people who are overweight and have to deal with fat phobia have to go through. And I also just loved how it made it really clear that Jack was more comfortable telling a practical stranger about his prosopagnosia than he was even with his own family, and that's how shameful illnesses or diseases can be sometimes, and I think that's really important to note. I felt a really genuine connection with the characters, and I wanted them to succeed in life and stuff and be cute together. Also, I'm just gonna read the last page because it's so cute. This is from Jack's point of view. I say, "I love you." She says, "I love you too." And then she laughs. "It's kind of crazy. I mean, you. I know, what the hell?" She covers her mouth with one hand, but her eyes are shining. I'm thinking about a field of grass on a summer day. I'm thinking about the sun and being warmed from the inside and being warmed from the outside. I take her hand under the gray-blue sky, and I'm home. I would definitely recommend reading this book. If you have books that are similar to it, or you think that other people would like based on their liking of this book, you can comment them, I guess. And yeah. If you liked this book review, please subscribe to our channel and stay tuned because my sister Francesca will be publishing a new book review next week. Hey guys, it's Blakeworm, and today I'm going to be...
It's hard, right?